Sentai, I'm Mars Girl. We're still looking at Battle Fever J. This time we're looking at episodes 43 to 49. I'm not gonna lie, at this point in the series it just sort of feels like kinda sorta the same thing is happening over and over again, and I wish there was more to report to you, but right now there just kinda isn't, and I don't think that's going to happen until next episode that I do, which is going to be the final 3 episodes of Battle Fever J. So we're coming right up on the end. You should be thinking like, oh man, really exciting things are about to start happening, but it's just kinda like, oh, they're just still sending out new monsters, and it's like business as usual every single day. Egos makes a new monster, Battle Fever defeats them in the exact same method every single time. So I guess let me just list some names of some monsters or something. How about Rolling Monster, Illusion Monster, Heart Monster, Curse Monster, Left Hand Monster, Great Thief Monster, and Flytrap Monster? Yeah, those are some names, right? And otherwise, most of it just kind of comes off relatively unmemorable. I think perhaps Left Hand Monster is kind of memorable, because that's an episode, what is that, episode 47, where you get a whole bunch of really boring athletes. For example, there's a baseball pitcher for just a casual baseball team who's really like incredibly average, maybe even a little bit below average, and then suddenly he just starts pitching the most amazing games ever and nobody can figure out why. And then it turns out there's all these other athletes in all these other different sports who are suddenly like super special awesome at their craft, and everybody's just like, wow, how did that happen? Turns out there's a link amongst all of them, and that link is that they're all left-handed. And where had all of these people gone? They'd all gone to this arcade, where there is an arm wrestling machine. You've seen some of those arm wrestling machines, right? Like, it's a big old plastic or metal arm, and you put your arm against it, and you just kind of try and push it down, and sometimes you can choose different difficulty settings. Well, whoever arm wrestles this left-handed arm wrestling machine suddenly becomes really friggin' awesome and hardcore and good at their sport, and can throw really far and stuff. And that was an interesting episode, because I'll point out this one scene. Maria, you know, the current Miss America, she goes and she addresses the baseball pitcher, and she's like, hey, is there anything that you did recently that might be causing this? And he's like really sick of her crap, because he's like, what, you don't think that I just had this raw talent all on my own? You think I got it from somewhere? You think it's not natural? And he smacks her across the face with his left hand, mind you, so it's his really super strong hand that he just recently got. And Maria's just kind of like, well, it's okay, I'm not mad at him. This is a different time and a different place, because that's not okay. Nothing about that is okay, but the episode just kind of plays it off like, yeah, that just happened, she had it coming. Oh god, no, that's horrible! But it turns out that the reason why they were all becoming really strong was because there was a monster inside that machine, and of course they defeat that monster inside that machine just like they defeat every single other monster that they've ever defeated. I should say something about Heart Monster, which exists because it has a really super strong heart that was manufactured by Egos, and they needed a special hardcore awesome surgeon to install this brand new heart inside of this monster's body. And Commander Header tells the surgeon, alright, install it, but don't install it where the heart typically goes, put it someplace else. So once the monster starts coming out and wrecking people's crap, then Battle Cossack starts shooting at it, and he starts trying to shoot him in the heart, which, you know, is pretty typical. You would maybe want to shoot somebody in the heart to stop them. And when that doesn't work, he's just kind of like, huh, well, that didn't work, I wonder why. And here I am sitting and thinking, well, no matter where the heart is installed, why don't you try shooting it in the head? I think most people would try shooting some humanoid type thing in the head, thinking, I mean, maybe there's some sort of activity going on up here, and if you shoot them there, they'll, like, stop. Then you don't find out till the end of the episode, oh, well, it turns out the heart was installed in the head, which is a really stupid place to install a heart, mind you. But on top of that, if you just shot in the head, just logically speaking, to begin with, the whole episode would have been null and void. But then to kind of reiterate that idea, there wouldn't be an episode, so I guess what am I arguing and complaining about? Stupid me. I think the only monster I found really especially interesting out of these last 7 episodes was this flytrap monster, based on the Venus flytrap. And he comes out and he's got, you know, this face that, like, opens and closes and stuff. And he turns himself into a Venus flytrap that is then placed on the windowsill of an elementary school along with a whole bunch of other plants that they're tending in that classroom. And they're like, hey teacher, check out this plant! And the teacher's like, ah, that's awesome! Who brought it in? And they're like, oh! And she's like, oh, okay! And she just lets them take care of it without further questioning who the hell brought in this plant, and nobody checked it with me. And then, as it turns out, the Venus flytrap then hypnotizes all the children into being the worst children in the world and disobeying civil orders and being all around disruptive. And then he starts teaching them how to make bombs. Yeah, teaching children how to make bombs in school, mind you. That's something that might not happen on children's television these days, right? Certainly, it wouldn't happen in Western countries, I don't think, but I guess Japan can get away with that. Either way, I just thought the monster design was kind of cool and worth noting. I wish it was more interesting than that. The other episodes, they happened, and they're exactly like all the other episodes that came before them. I'm sorry, I'm getting to the point where I guess now I'm finally bored with Battle Fever J, and I'm getting kind of excited to move on to the next in the franchise of Denji-man, which is coming after I watch these next 3 episodes, which shouldn't take me very long. I might be able to finish it all in one evening, because again, remember, I'm still kind of trying to play catch-up after my trip back from Japan just a couple weeks ago. So let me get on that. I'll be watching the next 3 episodes of Battle Fever J, which, to my understanding, those are supposed to get kind of exciting, and they better, because it's the freaking end of the series. And then we'll be doing just one more vlog on Battle Fever J and moving on to the next in the franchise. So be sure to follow along with me on marsgirl.tumblr.com, where I'm writing up all these episode synopses. And thank you, as always, to the Patreon contributors over at patreon.com/marsgirl, who continue to make episodes like this and many other things I do happen on a regular basis. That's going to be it this time, and thank you very much for watching. See you next time, guys.